Okay, everyone. I had a brief scare where I started I started everything off and then I belched. It's like, oh no, is my mic on? No, it wasn't on. Usually my mic's not on when I start. Anyway, so let's jump into this. We're sort of ahead, but not really now. Yeah, over here. This is the screen if I succeed. I don't know if we're going to see this screen. I genuinely don't know if we're going to see this screen. This last race in this game, the boss fight, real hard. So we're going to see what happens. I just wanted to proof of concept. I beat the game, okay? Everyone cool with that? Good. Let me reset. Let me turn the music off. I just thought it kind of would sound like, look, so quiet right now. All right. Wait. This is Final Lap Twin. This is a CarPG. With that, it's a thinker. You'll get it later. See, it's a role-playing game where you play as a car. I guess it's called Final Lap Twin because it's 2 games in one, like a normal racing game and an RPG, and then 2-player mode of the normal racing game. That's the best that I can come up with. There's no twins that I found in the quest mode, which is what we're going to play. So let's go ahead and start. I have never named this anything other than NME. Well, at least for a completed run. So we're going to try to name it Turbofest. If that breaks anything, whatever, we'll figure it out. I can't imagine it would. But that's not how you spell turbo. Where's the B? Oh. Really? That's all you get is 4 letters? Turb. You know what then? Hang on. Told you. I hadn't named it anything other than NME. I figured you could just put in a name. You'll see why I figured you could put in a name in like 2 seconds. What button is it? This one. Alright. The timer should be going now. This is Dad. You see, like, you would think that you could fit in some extra letters in this massive password that they throw up here. Not the case, apparently. You can only get 4. Use the code above to restart. Okay, here's $500. All right, we use the turbo to skip text because it's the turbo graphics, and it's straight up an RPG. Like you're buying car stuff. All right, we're gonna buy this GP tire. Costs $500. It's gonna be all of our money. We don't want anything else, and we're gonna switch over to it immediately. The tires will give us more grip, and that means that we can go at higher speeds around turns, which will basically give us much better handling and make our lives significantly easier for the first. About third of the game, really? Kid Quick. Kid Quick is lame because Kid Quick is not worth that much money and it's not that challenging of a race. We don't need to use any turbo here. And by turbo, I mean the turbo battery in the game. It's not turbo fuel. It's not like... It makes you go faster, but it's called turbo battery. I don't know. See, I don't have to let off the accelerator to go around these turns. You wouldn't think that I would necessarily need to anyway because it's... very popular track, but no, if I did not have these tires, if I went with the default tires, I would absolutely have to tap the accelerator, slam on the brakes to go around, all that business. I don't want to have to do that. I am one of those people who plays a racing game and just holds down the accelerator and hopes for the best. So I guess you could say I am bad at racing games. I want you all to consider how amazing this game would be if it was an F-Zero game that was an RPG style. Because this game reminds me a little bit of F-Zero. Obviously, it does get faster. It's not F-Zero levels of fast yet. Guido is a very easy race. You'll see why here momentarily as I talk about F-Zero. Am I playing on a Joy-Con? No, I'm playing on a TurboGrafx or a PC Engine Duo using a Hori pad that is specific to the PC Engine Duo. I read chat within the first, I'm going to say 3 minutes of this run, so I feel like I am pretty much meeting my quota for this RPG. I stink at reading chat during marathon runs. I apologize. I will attempt to do well. Obviously, during races, it's a little bit unlikely, although I am racing Guido here. Let's see here. Okay, just one more turn. So let's see. This is Proto Mad Max. Yeah, I just I just feel like if this had F-Zero quality music, this would be an all-time amazing game. Unfortunately, it has basically one song. So, Tank Jones, there's 2 characters, at least 2 that I know of, where as long as you get out in front to start, so we're going to use our turbo boost just barely, just to get out in front. It throws the AI into disarray, so he goes right into the mud there to start, and then you're basically home free. If you don't do that, if you stay even with him, then he doesn't freak out, and it's a pretty tough race in the early going, because, you know, we have to start our engine, so we have 1 speed. Our max speed is, we're going 133 right now. It's actually 134 is our max speed right now. You can see Tank is able to go a little bit faster than that. We're going to pick up a new engine here in our next town. I have rerouted this game a bit. I've completed runs of it, but I've never completed runs with the new routing. Well, runs that are faster than the current record, I should say. The routing is about 4 minutes faster than the current record. So, or I guess it's not the current record anymore, because there was this fella that is what we would call a questionable character that we don't see around too much anymore. And he submitted a run, and then he killed his VOD. So they took the run off the leaderboard. I'm like, okay, cool. So the current record is about a minute and a half slower than the old record. But yeah, I can with my strats, I have like a theoretical 52. Oh geez, that shouldn't matter. I mean, we have a little bit of turbo that I can use, although that was me not paying attention. I've never actually done any speaking during this run. I've only ever run this like on spec, like, just kind of for my own purposes. I actually picked this run up because of Turbofest. I'm just fascinated by RPG crossover games. Genres that don't seem like they would necessarily lend themselves to RPGs, but then they get slapped with RPG accoutrement, and here we are. So I tried to play World Court Tennis once, and can't. No good at that. So then I found out about Final App Twin. I was like, yeah, I could maybe do this. And truth be told, when I first played this game, I did not do a good job of driving because, like I said, I hold down the accelerator and I turn, and the game's like, no, stupid, you have to adjust your speed. Have you ever driven a real car? Which I've done for a lot of years, but when it's a video game, I'm like, duh, hold 1, go, and that does not work so well, especially as you level up in this game. You don't really level up traditionally, that's a little bit different, but you get new equipment, and essentially allows you to level up. You'll see, it's all really fun stuff. Okay, so yeah, we're getting some low money races, unfortunately. And Ken is just like Kid Quick, but worth less money, I think. Or is Ken worth... I don't know, whatever. We want the 900s or 1100s right now. There's, I forget what the 1100 guys is. I haven't seen it. This is not like an easy pick up and play game because it's an hour long and if you fail anything, it's like, I don't want to have to go through all this stuff again. And there's a certain point in the game where you don't have to, you can kind of warp back to where you were, but we're not at that point yet. We're still ways away from it. We're going to go through a couple towns here first. Fortunately, the early game, not too bad. I mean, we can easily make a mistake, and that can cost us a lot. You can kind of bully these cars off the road around those turns on the oval track, which is nice. So I can save turbo like that. As you can see, I only have, I have actually 14 turbo battery, even though it looks like 2. But I guess it's 7 each. I don't know. Don't ask me. Okay, 4,500. So we actually have good money. That's pretty good. 5,000 is great. 4,000 is good. 3,500 is what we need. So we're good. We've got the engine, and we're going to switch to that. So now that I switched to the spur motor here, I have to take the turns a little bit with a little bit greater care because I'm going to be going about 13 miles an hour faster. Oh, Red Smith. Red Smith sucks. I actually have to pay attention in this race and use turbo and do a good job, and that's annoying. And you, like, it'd be one thing if he paid out well. He does not. I'm gonna get like 700 or 900 for this race. So it's not even like it's worth my while. Okay, dirt, so that's pretty cool. Oh, okay, but then I went through the dirt a little bit. Not too much, though. That's a pretty good recovery. So we want to stick around 135 miles per hour or so around the turns with here. That's a pretty good, safe number. And I'm slapping the brakes when I go over the jumps when I'm going into a corner because you don't want to go in the dirt. First of all, when you go in the dirt, it kills your speed. Second of all, if you go too far into the dirt, you spin out completely, and then you're just stuck. And then you're basically dead. And at this point, if we lose a race, we have to go back. Well, if at any point you lose a race, you go back to the beginning of the game. Later on, we can get a warp device that allows us to teleport back to other towns. Okay, Sloppy Sue. Sloppy Sue is a lot like Tank Jones, whereas as long as you get out in front, she'll go right into the dirt off of this jump, and then you're good to go. Because, as you saw, speed goes down to nothing, and we keep going. And our speed is up a little bit now because we have the spur motor. So, even though I just dipped into the mud there, not a big deal. As a rule, in general in this game, clean driving is better than just sacrificing everything to go as fast as possible at all times. There's a balance, obviously, you don't want to go too slow, but I would say first and foremost is to stay out of the mud. And then try to maximize your speed as best you can. Oh, you know what? We made good time to that first town, actually, even though I forgot to split. Not that it matters to you guys, you can't see the splits, but... Okay, Adam Evil. This has the little round nub at the top. I haven't done this race in a bit, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to start with a little bit of speed here. I think his top speed gets a little bit faster than ours, but these turns are pretty nice, so I think we can just go around. Oh, nope. I was mistaken. Alright, so recover. Give it a little tap as we go around. Just a little tap. Want to stay ahead. Fortunately, against most cars in this game, you have faster turning than they do. Most cars, not all cars. Which means that as long as you're even and you take your turns cleanly, you're in pretty good shape. Even or ahead, obviously. So that wasn't bad. I put together like this whole massive ultimate guide where it's like race profiles for every racer that I've actually raced against and everything. Oh, Crazy Mary. Okay. I should probably have had the thing up. I don't. So Crazy Mary, this is the same race that we just had. Adam Evil was pretty jumpy. Ants texted me, so if I didn't see what that said though, so hopefully everything's okay. Hope everything's okay. I see people chatting as though they can see me in real time, so I'm assuming that everything's not the end of the world. Okay, I should get there a little bit there. I think Crazy Mary is just a little bit faster version of that. Chat a little bit. I'm just going to take a quick moment to kind of make sure the world hasn't gone into disarray during this. Okay. Okay, hey drum board, change your layout. Oh, my layout should say... Why does it say Metal Stoke? That's stupid. Okay. Oh, you know why? Because I clicked the wrong thing. There you go. There. Alright. That's fine. That's not the end of the world at all. Metal Stokers later. You know what? I think I saw Nate mention metal in some comment. I was like... Oh, yeah, guys, kind of teasing the next game, sure. Didn't think twice about it. Did not think twice. Okay, this is Alice. Oh, I hit a turbo there. Don't need to. Alice and Uncle John are great races. So it's going to look like, oh, look, she's dusting me. Oh, my God. She can actually go 200 miles an hour. Here's the great thing, though. Can't take a turn to save her life. Cannot do it. So all I have to do is race clean, and I'm good. Don't need to use a turbo, even though I did. I like it. Hit the jumps, get a little bit of boost, but it doesn't really matter. Sorry, Ant. I don't know why I was on Metal Stoker, other than I guess that was the last one that I edited, and I did not switch back over. And, you know, in studio mode, it's all tiny. What is this, studio mode for ants? Oh, I didn't, you know, I didn't even mean to make a pun there, yeah. Just the way my brain works, I guess. Alright. So we're gonna get, we don't really need a turbo refill, but we're gonna do it. It only costs 100. And we're gonna not take the test lap, because why would we want to do that? It's a waste of time. And we're gonna buy extra fuel here. 7,500, that's pretty low. We want to be around 9,000 here. We're gonna buy a hyper fuel. Hyper fuel's 1,800, so 5,700. We need basically 1,400. Or 14,000. We need 14,000. Hello. We need 14,000 money before the next town, which is asking a lot. So this is Bad Betty. I like Bad Betty because she pays out pretty well, 2,200, I think, and pretty easy. This is the key track because, you know, it looks like key. We have to go through a lot of hairpin turns. So basically, the strat here is, you know, you can probably hear me tapping on the mic. You're basically tapping the whole time, and then once you hit that third arrow pointer, 1, 2, 3 signs, then you're gonna go hard in the other direction, to the left. Tap, 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 and 1, 2, 3, right. Tap, 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 1, 2, 3, left. Tap, 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 and then we clear out the hairpins, and we're golden. She could not catch us. I mean, she could, if I screwed up real bad, but I'm not going to screw up real bad. That was a minor screw. Minor. Tap, 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 tap. If I was real cheeky, I could probably throw on... No, 2,500, even better. I love that there's this route. I didn't even realize it at first. But there's this north route where you can go back up the way you came. Okay, it's a freebie. There's a route where you go back the way you came up north of Toronto, not Toronto. So I should go over the names of the towns too. And at some point, when we go to do the warps later on to travel to the boss fights, you'll see them a little bit in here. But yeah, all of the towns are named after actual cities, but not the actual names of actual cities. So we just left Toronto. The first town that we start off in Detroit. Motor City, Detroit. I guess they have better water than actually. Well, that's not Detroit, but you know, close enough. And then our second town that we went to was Palace. It's not Dallas, it's Palace. But spelled like Dallas. Then we go to Toronto. Our next one is Atlanta, which I assume is Atlanta. And let's see what we got after that. Oh, okay. So here's a conspicuous patch of grass up here. I wonder. This being an RPG and all, I wonder if we could search there and find something. This is Al Under, which I assume is supposed to be a pun of Al Unser, like Al Unser Jr. He's a race car driver, right? This is another one of those, what I call like idiot races, where they just, they're like, the first turn, I will go into mud. It's okay. He is bullying me a little bit, but it's fine, because he's not a good racer. Although I'm being a cool racer right now. So now we're good. This jump right here, this jump on the left, this is a magic jump. There are 2 racers later on where you hit that jump and you basically, I don't know why. I guess it triggers the AI to slow down or something. But you just go zooming past them. It doesn't make you go any faster than any other jumps in the game, but it just has that added bonus of go flying past the racers who are in front of you. Okay, so look at this. There's a search function. RGL looked around, found some CES tires. First of all, I love that it's CES, because that used to be a trade show right around the time that this game was made, really. And for several years after. Oh, no, we searched again. I did the wrong thing. I wanted the status. And then we're going to put on the CES tires. Look at that grip! 45! We went from like a 12 or an 11 or whatever it was to 45 grip. I'm going to sneak a peek at my money here. We're at 10,000. We basically need 20,000. We can sell some stuff off to get there. But we have a lot of work to do to get that money right. And we are getting low value races here. Alice is only 1,100. So that's not doing a lot of favor. We have some races that are available to us that can be doing over 3,000. But they're not showing up right now. So we'll do a little grinding if we need to. No big deal. Gives me some more time to spend with you lovely people. And we are back to the point. This is the easiest part of the game because we have the spur motor. Not a huge upgrade to our speed. We're only maxing out at 146, as you see right there. But there is no turn in this game right now that I can't take with, where I would have to let off the gas. None, zero. At 146 speed with the CES tires. Now, the CES tires aren't going to be the greatest tires in history forever for me, but they serve us pretty well, and for the low cost of nothing. They cost us nothing. Unfortunately, we can't sell them for anything. They're only worth $5 to sell them, so it doesn't do us much good there, but it's a really nice tool to have in the meantime before we can upgrade to other stuff. Alright, Hiccup Gym is worth $3,300, I believe. Or maybe $3,000. That's good. And here we have the key track again. I really like to hit this first jump and just build up a little bit ahead of steam. Really don't need to, although Hiccup Gym's pretty good around the turns. So yeah, I mean, we're, as you can see, pretty much good to go now. We just have to go right and left at the right times. 1, 2, 3, left. 1, 2, 3, right. You see he's keeping pace pretty well. 1, 2, 3, left. Right. Left. And we're good. What the heck? There's a giant horn sound upstairs in my house. I don't know what that's about. Alright, we're good. And you can only go 140 miles an hour, so as long as I don't have to slow down too much, we're good to go. 3,500. 3,500! Very nice stuff. Okay, so we sneak a peek. We're only at 15,000. Alright, so we need at least 2 more races, unfortunately, even if we sell stuff off. This is a great race to get. 3,500. That is the highest value race that we can get in this zone, so we're loving life. Once again, pop. We're just giving it a little tap. A little tap on the turbo, which is the up button on the D-pad, and we're good to go. And then same deal. As soon as you see the third set of turn arrows, just hold the opposite direction. Now, if we have a higher motor or lower tires, or a combination of both, then we have to do some tapping on the gas. Maybe a little bit of tapping in the brakes to give it a little further adjustment. But it's pretty good. I mean, you don't have to go crazy with it. You just have to kind of know your zones of speed that you can be into, like your target areas that you don't want to go too higher than. Just said in a profoundly stupid way, but that's okay. I think you guys understood what I meant. Okay. So we need to do one more race. Unfortunately. Okay, I'm a Luigi. Does anyone else feel really uneasy about seeing a blonde named Luigi? I don't know. Like, maybe it's just me growing up with the Mario games. But a blonde Luigi blows my mind. This race is really long, too. This is kind of a stinky race to get, although he's worth good money. I think he's worth $3,300. So that's not too bad. Some of these races actually get more difficult when we get the next engine, which we're about to buy after this race is over, because our handling is not going to be as good. Actually, that's misleading. Our speed is going to be much faster, so we have to be more diligent in our handling, which means I actually have to, do work to adjust the acceleration of the car instead of just holding it down and turning. So they don't really become more difficult, but I have to pay more attention. It's very easy, especially if you have to do any grinding, to get lulled into a false sense of security where you don't pay attention on that first or second race sometimes after getting the motor upgrade, and then oopsie daisy, I made a poopsie whoopsie and jammed up. But that is not the case here. Okay, so here's 3,000. Okay, 3,000. So we're good on money. Yeah, we're well good on money. Technically, we don't need to get the VET motor here. We can get the Z35 motor. There's also a Cadillac motor. They go down in top speed. And I find that the VET motor is kind of strikes that nice balance throughout the rest of the game. We're not going to upgrade the motor at a store anymore throughout the rest of the game. So we're going to slap on this motor. And you're going to see our speed go from 17 to 58, which means our top speed now is 176, I believe. So we're jumping up from like 146 to 176. Pretty good jump. Sid Sunny. Sid Sunny's a nice breezy race, although Sid Sunny is more difficult now because it's a lot of turns and it's a very short race. So any mistakes, you're kind of clobbered. So I'm just going to give it a little boost, jump out in front. And I'm going to do a lot of tap, tap, tap-a-roo. So I can sit in like the 150-ish zone for these turns. Oh, I guess 145. But he can't touch me in straightaways. So I just have to be diligent and not go in the dirt. Which, you know, which I did really badly there. But I was so far ahead. My top speed is so much better than Sid Sunny's at this point. And it was not that big of a deal. So we're technically on a strong pace here. So I'm going to try to move forward and try to go use world record strats here moving forward. This is Dick Rich. I often switch the two names because it amuses me. Although I guess his name is really like Richard, right? He's not that difficult, you know, again. We're just giving little taps as you hear. I'm assuming you but, you know, it's the same keyhole race. Or, not keyhole, but key race. That we do every other time. He's got a little bit more top speed, but not that big a deal. You'll notice on the mini-map, he looks like he's pretty close, but if there's any bit of daylight between the green and the red, it's a mile, basically. It's a long distance. So we're in good shape. 4,200 is nice. Ideally, I would love to be able to buy the stone tires here, but they cost 40,000 in this next town. It's not going to happen. And that's going to be a little slower. Moose is a nice race, because Moose is not very good. Don't really need to. Oh, pull back. Okay. So, ideally, we kind of want to hit these jumps here. It's not necessary, because, again, Moose is not about much as a racer. But it gives you that little few percent advantage for speed. And ultimately, I mean, it's a speed run, and it's a racing game, so you want to beat each individual race as fast as possible, too, even though that's not really, like, my mental focus in the game. It's more just surviving every race. But the jumps do give you a little bit extra speed. Some jumps you don't want to take because they'll throw you right into the dirt, and you'll sometimes just spin out. But, you know, the jumps that you can take successfully, you want to take. Alright, what we got here? Slim Tim. Slim Tim is no joke. This could be bad. If it's bad, then we'll grind and the whole bit. So you'll see that Slim Tim is the first opponent that we faced that actually has turbo. Typically, the strat for racers with turbo is to let them use their turbo in very stupid ways, which they are wont to do. And then you use your turbo and blast past them. Turbo only allows you to go up to the max speed in this game, which is 200 miles per hour. Yeah, miles per hour. So I'm going to burn a little turbo here right near the town. You see, I hit that magic jump there, and I just went flying past him, even though he was a mile ahead of me. And all I have to do now is, tap appropriately around the turn there, and we're good to go. So we burned quite a bit of turbo. Remember, we have that whole other turbo battery, though. So we're in good shape. I'm going to try to risk this. And it works. Alright. So we actually don't need to do anything in here, although I think this is kind of stupid. This is, like, not what I want to do at all if this is a legit record attempt. Although I guess technically it still is. So we're going to get the fuel. Because I can still finagle a few races out of our first fuel battery. The starting fuel battery. If I play my cards right. Before I have to switch over. Alright, Don Danger. Don Danger is a little bit, like, basically the same race that we just did against Slim Tim. A little bit easier. Just a hair easier. So we're not going to use any turbo to start. I used a little bit of turbo to start with Slim Tim, because Slim Tim's a little bit higher in top speed, but Don Danger, I mean, you'll see. That magic jump on the left side is super magical against Don Danger. It is just, like, he'll win jump. So, oh no, look, he's pulling ahead, he's got his turbo on, oh, what is it? See, there we go. That is with no turbo, that is just hitting that jump, and going crazy pants. And that's it. And, you know, his top speed is not as fast as mine. And my cornering is better. My cornering speed is better. So, you know, as soon as I hit that turn, if I'm ahead, that's it. Don is no danger to us. Alright, Dick Rich is back. Nah, tough race. Don Danger does sound like he's from JJ Death. There's also a racer in here, that we haven't seen, named Ken. I like to believe that it's Ken Chan from Kato and Ken. Which of Kato and Ken died? In my head, I think it's Kato, but I don't actually know. The point is, I want to say rest in peace to him. And that was last year, I think. I don't know if that was related to the code or not. I believe I saw that last year during the time. I don't know if Twitch is like YouTube, you can't actually say it. You get banned, so I'm, tiptoeing around it. 4,200. Alright. Okay, Tom Trendy. Tom Trendy is actually sneaky tough. Tom Trendy does not give you any leeway. So this is not a great race to have only the 2 turbo, which is 14 technically. Be smart going around these turns. We have the speed to do this, but we have to race well. As you can see. We're going to hit a little turbo here, we're going to turn, and hit a little turbo here. We're going to hit a little turn too. I'm going to say turbo. And that's pretty much as far as we can take that turbo battery. And this, yeah, like right as soon as we pass that that marker right there, that's when I switch over. That's my usual spot. If I'm still full and I get up here, I'll do one more race, give it a shot. Bold Bill. I remember Bold Bill being tough, so we'll see what happens here. I don't really remember how to race Bold Bill, but he has no turbo, so I'm going to jump out in front and try to sneak in on the inside. I think he's going to try to bully me out of the way, though. Why are you Just jump good. Just jump good. And the magic jump sends me flying away. It's weird playing this game sometimes because you get used to the certain tracks and your eyes sort of start focusing on the middle of the screen where you're catching a lot of what's going on in the bottom screen. And it can throw you off. I'm here to tell you, it can definitely mess with your mind. You're like, wait, what's happening? That's not what's happening. Oh, wait, that's not my screen. Ted Led. All right, Ted Led is a pretty benign race. We should be okay here. Although we don't have the great tires, so this we're going to jump out in front and hit our jump on the left here, as I enjoy doing. Now Ted has the turbo, and Ted's going to burn all of his turbo during these hairpin turns here, which is to our advantage because he can only go so fast. And he actually keeps pretty good speed by doing so. But once he's out of it, he's pretty much out of the race, which he's out now. So there we go. You see, go off of his screen. We're still racing. We're gaining some distance. Now we're in the straights. We got this big turn here. Big, very long, easy right. Remember that one? Sega Rally. No problem. I won, Dad. Here's 5,000. So in case anyone missed the story of this game, we're a kid. Our dad has a Fu Manchu and is blonde, but is legally distinct from Hulk Hogan. The implications of Hulk Hogan being a race car driver's dad are really kind of bleak, if you know anything about Hulk Hogan's son, so we won't go there, although I suppose I just did. Sadie is no joke. Okay, we hit the straights now, so we should. It occurred to me when I was looking at that congratulations screen that I always thought to myself that, oh, Hulk Hogan's your dad. I was like, no, that's silly. He's got hair. And then I was like, well, what's the defining characteristic of Hulk Hogan's head? His skullet or his Fu Manchu? So that is my question to you, Chad. You guys can say. Alright, Jeff Jam can rack us. No! I just blew the race. Oh my gosh. Well, okay, we lost. So that's a pretty bad spot to lose because we were over the bridge. We were pretty close to the next town. It's okay though, because now we can go get the warp now. And we got some pretty good money, so we actually could probably get the stone tires on the way back. Oh crap! And then I was not paying attention. Now we have to do one of these races. So I took this run and I yeeted it into the sun, and I didn't mean to rhyme that. So I'm just gonna run through this real quick. Alright, yeah, it's like, why am I having to actually pay attention around these turns? Yeah, there's no way to just cancel out one of these practice races. Remember when video games didn't let you cancel out of anything? Once you made a decision, you were committed? They have, for all of my disdain for modern gaming, they have added a lot of creature comforts along those lines that I can appreciate. In theory, anyway. Okay, come back anytime. Yeah, no, let's hope not. Alright, so what I did there was I refilled my turbo battery. And we're going to go do the boss fight. We're kind of doing this out of order now, because we died. We got sent back here. And I can't skip these races yet. Ideally, that's what I would be doing, because the first boss that we want to beat, which is actually, I guess, chronologically the second to last boss in terms of the towns that we visit, that gives us the pass to skip, as they call it, skip, what is the word they use? Basically skip random fights. So, can't do that right now. So we're probably going to have at least one more fight. And this is just a waste of time at this point, because we're going to get like $700 for this fight, which is not really doing anything for us anymore. Yeah. But, on the plus side, we won. So, that's nice. Redsmith. Remember earlier when I said Redsmith stinks? Well, Redsmith still stinks, but Redsmith ain't a threat anymore. So that's the good news. I'm not even bothering with any of my turbo. I could, it would speed things up a little bit, but then I'd have to refill. Not really the next town, I guess, but next town. We're going to warp to the town we most recently went to, and then we're going to get the stone tires, just to make us the run easier. We should be fairly close to the 40,000. We got about 2 races. If we had won that race that we lost against Jeff Jam, we would have been about 2 races away from LJ. I don't know what LJ is supposed to be, name-wise, what that's supposed to relate to in real life. But the town that we went to before that one, Lago, I don't know what that one's supposed to be either. So if anyone has any idea. So here we go. We have a 3-lap race against Big Nick, the local champ of Detroit. And we don't really have to worry about it. It's not a big of a deal. It's kind of a bummer that we have to do it now, because we have to go through all of those random races to get here and whatnot. But as you can see, we've already passed them. Some of the other races later on will be a little bit more challenging. The first boss in the game. But normally this is the second boss that we go against. Just 3 laps of this. So here in the boss fights, you see also we're going against more cars than we normally go against. Usually it's a head-to-head race, but here we have all this spotter. And they have these gray cars. So there's these cars that are multicolored, and they're, they're kind of in your way. And they seem to kind of exist in the universe. Then there's these gray cars. I call them ghost cars because they will just pop up right in front of you sometimes. And when you run into them, not all the time, but some of the time, you won't bounce off of them the way you'll bounce off other cars, but they will just throw you into, like, you'll just kind of keep going until you hit the mud. Really obnoxious. They mess with your driving, as you can imagine, flying with another car, but in really weird ways that don't feel like they line up with. Like, I hit that car from behind and I went flying off to the left. I didn't just kind of slow down in speed. The direction I was going. I get tossed around by those ghost cars. Anyway, it's annoying. Let's skip this. Alright, so he's talking, and we got this warp whistle now. So we're gonna go back to Sluggo! And you may remember where us being here. 50,000, this is great. Okay. So in fact, we don't even need to buy the stone tires, we can buy the Acme tires. Which sounds so lame, but are going to be really awesome. Acme tire. You're overloaded. Alright, well, let's sell some stuff first. That's true, I was going to sell when I got to LJ. I never got to LJ. I died first. Keep the vet motor. We're going to sell Dad's tire. Sad. GP tire. Sell that too. We can keep the standard fuel just in case we need a little bit of extra fuel bump. Something goes sideways. And we're going to buy the Acme tire. I'm a pro. Oh, it's only 4,500. Yeah, so we're great. We're going to get at it. So there's other stuff you can buy. You can buy wings to jump higher. All it does is keep you in the air longer. It doesn't actually like give you any added speed benefit. So I don't bother. And you can also buy bodies. The higher your body level, the more the more random races you can skip. But I'm not really worried about that. We're gonna switch back to standard fuel for a little bit. Oh, is my standard fuel filled? Yes, it's full. Okay. Or it's close to full. Alright, this is Frenchie. Frenchie used to be a real pain, but we should be pretty good to go against Frenchie. I don't even remember if I switched my tires. So we're gonna assume that I did not. Although I definitely did. Yeah. Yep. I take a hairpin like nothing. Alright. So we're in pretty good shape for most of the rest of it. The final boss in this game is a beast. All those ghost cars that we talked about earlier, those will just pop up all over the place. It's a 5-lap race. And he goes 198 miles an hour almost the entire time. I will be able to go 200 miles an hour, but 2 miles an hour difference is not a lot of wiggle room. When you have ghost cars popping up in front of you, knocking you hither and yon, it can be real ugly real fast. So, we'll do our best. We've already lost one race, so I guess since we've gotten that out of our system, this is the best way to look at it. We'll see what happens. But the random races that we come across as we make our way to the next town, the next boss, should be relatively inconsequential. Some of these racers can go a little faster than us, but we don't have to slow down anymore. We are pretty much good. Normally what I would like to do would be buy the BG tires in next town, but these tires are sufficient for our needs. In fact, the stone tire from the town we just left would be sufficient as well, but I had the cash and I don't need to spend any more the rest of the way. Okay, I still have my original fuel battery on. Should switch that off. This one, this should be fine. Yeah. Down a little bit so I can hopefully just jump there. Whoop. Oh, right. I slapped on brakes there, as though I had to drive. Okay. I won my race. 6,800. All right. Ted led. Not to be confused with Jeff Jam. Jeff Jam is the more difficult one. I forgot to switch the fuel battery again. Turbo battery, whatever. Take your pick. It's real nice to be able to go around all these hairpins without having to tap the accelerator. Just go. Not have to worry about it. Look how much distance is between us. Alright. Race over. Best places to race is the forest. That's true. Unequivocal. Does this game really only have one song racing? Yep. Just saying, can you imagine if it like mixed in Big Blue and Mute City and Silence and all those? We're going against Jeff Jam. And I still kept this to lose. So if I lose, I deserve it. Although we have to work. Superior cornering, ladies and gentlemen. That'll do it. Okay, now we're out of turbo, so hopefully I'll remember to switch at this point. I did! I remembered. Alright. So we want to just enter this town so we can mark it down as a place to teleport to. Fred Uno isn't too bad. Fred Uno is another one who starts out with some turbo, burns it out, and then doesn't offer a whole lot of extra resistance after that. A little bit trickier when you don't have tires, as you can imagine, as everyone is. But we have tires. In fact, now I'm going a little too fast. Or I'm taking the turns a little too tight, I should say. I'm not going too fast. I'm handling too well, so I'm turning too early. Lots of daylight between myself and old Fred. Fred number one. We're good. Have I ever seen... What about C-3PO? I don't know, I'm not really a Star Wars guy. Okay. Oh wait, we don't need to buy anything. Alright. Happy how? I can be. I mean, theoretically, you can have. But probably not. Probably not. So in this race, we have 3 jumps to start. We go on the right side, we're going to go on the left side, we're going to go in the center. We're going to use some turbo. That's pretty much it. I don't want to hit the dirt still, even though we are in a real good spot here. These random encounters. We can still mess up. We can still lose. They slap these jumps around these hairpin turns here. No good. I guess the hairpin turns. There may be like a strict definition of the hairpin turn. What I mean is the turns that are actually difficult. Whatever. We're going to this boss fight now. So we're going to do what is now our second boss fight. You know, it's supposed to be our first. It's Sherry. Sherry is legit. And look at all that turbo she has. Oh my goodness. What are we going to do? Well, what we're going to do is wait for her to waste all of it by the end of lap 2, basically. And ideally, we won't have to use any turbo. We might have to, you know, mix it in. But mostly, just drive clean. As I said earlier, we failed to do it once. And, we just passed her. So, she's gonna fight back though. She's still got that turbo. She can go faster than us. See how she stayed up in the air really long? Didn't go any faster, but, you know, it was physically above vehicles. I suppose there is some minor benefit to that, especially in these multi-car races. I find that the best strategy is to just, if you're not sure if a car is going to spawn in front of you around a turn, just give the brakes a little tap when you go around a turn, just to be safe, because that little tiny bit taken off of your speed can usually fix a lot of problems. See, like right there, but we're staying pretty close. One lap through here, just went past her. We got all of our turbo. I have not touched the turbo yet. So as long as I am cool here, we should be good to go. Okay. Not too bad. So you get the secret part, and here, what does it say? Take this pass, you can avoid useless races. That's what they're called, useless races. So that's what they are. Alright, so we can go right to Flago here and get the key to the pool. Oh wait, no, you don't go into the town. You have to go to the racetrack. And so Tom Trendy's gonna be like, hey, let's race. If we tried to skip any of these races the rest of the way, because we have the starting body, no good. Like, we can be in the very beginning of the game with all of our upgrades, and they'll still demand that we race them. So we don't want to bother to try to skip, because we'll still end up racing them anyway, and you just have, like, 2 more screens of dialogue, so why would you do that? Now we can skip everything, except for the boss races. We're going to deal with Fat Pat here. And I find this race to be a little bit tougher than the race we just completed. I don't really know why. Probably just like myself out. They were pretty close to the pad, since this is the end of the first lap. Not that close, obviously. You can see that they were. We have all of our turbo. Yes, none of this turbo. We had that extra gear that we can go to. There's Pat. There was Pat. And as long as I keep it clean here, which again can be iffy with these ghost cars. There's one. Avoided it. Nice. I just need to stay clean now. Well, I guess he can catch me somehow. Explain that to me. I have a faster top speed. He has no turbo, so he has no means by which to actually go faster than the other than to jump, which I am also able. But hey, it's video games, right? Okay, so we're on lap 3 now, so we're not going to spare the turbo here. We need it. It's looking like we're going to need it. That ghost car tried to get me. I just jammed on the turbo towards the end there and said, you know what? Dusted. That's it. Alright, so this is the key to the pool that we're getting right now. We got a secret part and an item. The key to the pool. So we're going to warp back to the town that we were just at, LJ. Come down here. Skip all these races. Just skip them, skip them. The rubber band is, yeah, it's pretty special. I wonder what the first racing game is to feature rubber band. In my head, it's Mario Kart, or Super Mario Kart. Obviously, that is not the case. But that is, if you ask me, and I gave it 0 thought, that would be my answer. Bubba. I've never seen Bubba before. We're not going to race him. That's a new race that I did not know existed. Alright. Must have been a rough trip. Take the magic board so you can go across the sea. Yep. Sorry, but you just missed a goal. Aww. Alright, so now the game gets increasingly ridiculous. We're going to that island. See, that's out of the screen now. We're going to go over one more. We're going to go north. We don't have the map yet, so if you don't know which way to go, you're stuck. But see this little J island here? J-ish island? That's where we want to go. And see that conspicuous empty space past that forest there? Might be something we can search for. Could be. This is Lone Luke. He's the only racer on this island. He also exists where we just came from, but we didn't see him there. Search. What can we get here? Found Mega Tires! Alright. So we're loving life. We don't want to race Lone Luke, so we're just going to skip him. As much as I would love to warp somewhere and go to our next spot, that is not the fastest way to do it. Just skipping the race is the best way. So we're going to go until this is out here in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just get a little 5 count, and then swim down. And that gives us roundabout to where we need to be, because we need to go to that little opening in this mountain range here. And then, you might be saying, like, NME, I mean, it sort of looks like an RPG, but I mean, where are the dungeons? How can this be an RPG if there's no dungeons? Well, I submit to you, the dungeon. This is straight out of Dragon Warrior. So we're going to go to our magic spot here. And we're going to search. And we found the Mega Motor. It's my lucky day. Alright, let's hook those things up here real quick. And you'll see now that our speed and grip are at 84. That's a beefy number. Beefy speed, beefy grip. We are loving life. We can't warp directly out of the dungeon because it's a dungeon. But once we get here, we can warp. And we don't want to go to Detroit. We want to go to Palace. Alright. So we are about 2 minutes behind at this moment. There's Uncle John. We're not going to race Uncle John. Somebody later. We're going to race, who is it? Rick Drift. Big speed, big grip. I love it. We got to save these sweet Super Smash TV references for the next one. The game has a little bit of Smash TV. Strictly speaking, I think it's a little bit closer to Total Carnage than it is to Smash TV. But if I were to say, this game's like Total Carnage, a lot of people would be like, what's Total Carnage? If I say Smash TV, they got a pretty clear mental picture straight away of what I'm talking about. The next 3 bosses, the next 3 bosses are inconsequential. They pose no threat whatsoever. As you can see, I am slightly ahead. If you just tuned in, I'm so far ahead that you might look at the mini-map and you conclude that I'm very far behind. That is not the case. And basically half of the track ahead. I don't want to mess around with ghost cars, not because they're really any threat. I mean, I can go into the mud here, and I'm basically on lap and a half ahead almost. That's not quite true. About 3/4 of a lap ahead at this point. But it's good practice for the final race. Or the gold split, but that's something else. Alright. So what do we get here? Map's great and all, but we're done going to any place where we would need the map. So we're going to warp to the next town, which is Oronto. Oronto, we're going to buy fuel here, and we're not going to use any fuel until the final race at this point. Don't need to. Do not test drive a lap, which is strictly speaking what really, I mean, you'd think like, oh, you lost a race, that's why you lost all that time. No, not really. It was really doing that extra lap that we did. That cost about a minute, and then those 2 extra races we had to do on the path to Big Mick cost us time. Like just losing and having to backtrack and everything, not so bad, especially since we were able to get those tires. There's Nancy Slick. He does not pose a threat. Has quite a bit of turbo. Not a problem. every once in a while you can bounce through cars really nicely, especially if they're kind of side by side. Start hitting one, you hit the other, and it straightens you out. That's lovely, but it's pretty rare. It's definitely not something I try to do. I just enjoy it when I get lucky enough to have it work to my advantage. How they count the laps in this, because I'm going to go from lap 2 to lap 1. So it starts at lap 3 and it counts down. That's not how counting works. I should be on lap 3 now instead of lap 1, but whatever. And if it was going to say, oh, laps remaining, then it shouldn't say lap 1, it should say left 1. You know, whatever. There was a car that spawned right there, like just out of the blue. Unfortunately, it was not in my way. Not that it really matters. Alright, so I think this is the fuel coupons, yeah, which we don't actually need. It's good that we're not using them because, strictly speaking, the fuel coupons add an extra screen of dialogue. And nobody wants that. You do get a sword in Legendary Act. Why did I accept this? Not paying attention. Add another minute to the time. It's fine. It doesn't really affect anything. It's just dumb. I actually have to be careful around turns. I mean, I could lose this race and it would be inconsequential too. I guess I would lose a few seconds at a time, but just dust it here real quick. I think we're racing Cape Cute here, which is a somewhat rare race now, in my experience anyway. Alright, well that was pointless. How much money did we get? $3,500! Oh, well. Now we're all set, everyone. Alright. This is Vito Rico. I would just go to the right around these cars that are right here. So there's Vito. It's just slightly in front of me. He's jamming on Turbo. He doesn't, he's gonna lose. And right. Out of Turbo, so he's going to lose. Cool. So this is the we're coming up on the end of this run. We have a little bit of acquisition to do very quickly, right near where we are. And then we have to go to the boss race, the final boss. Pick your favorite RPG final boss. Okay. Alright. I guess we get the compass here. Alright, yes. Useless, don't do it. Okay. So now we're going to warp back to Lando, which is the town we were just at, and we're going to go into the water. And we have all of the secret parts. Now we can get the supercar. Supercar is weird. So we're going to get the supercar, and it's going to say supercar in our menu. Supercar. Our stats have not changed one iota. 84, 84, 41, 1. Same. However, if you do not have the supercar, the boss race is way harder. Don't ask me why. I don't know why it works that way. But then down here, there's this other guy. What are the chances that they're all just hanging out on these islands around here? This is Dr. Watts. He's gonna make my car lighter and faster. It's ready. Okay, now look at my stats. 99.99. So how super is the supercar really, when you think about it? Not that super. Alright, let's go to Flago. And then we're gonna go swimming again. Okay. Down here, avoid this. You can't get into any encounters when you're in the water. And we're gonna go to the Pontiac Silverdome here. And we're going to take on the world champion, Alan Prost. I don't know if that's a sweet reference to an F1 driver. Not one I'm familiar with. Fun fact, they took the Frenchie face model and they put the Amanda hair on it to get this character. Okay, so here's all of the bosses that we beat. They claim that we're racing against them. I mean, if we are, I can't tell. Alright. So you'll notice that he did not start out by blowing past us. We're actually ahead of the start. My whole goal in life is to not go into dirt. That's it. Harder than it sounds. It's 5 laps, so that's a lot of opportunities to spawn cars in front of you and unlock them into dirt. Stop! There it is. Okay. Hit the gas. Okay. So he's still on my screen. So we're not sunk yet. Can recover in theory. He's out of turbo. So that's good. Okay. Wow. Okay. Oh boy. Ah, Oh, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. That was... Oh, my goodness! Look at this! Look how far ahead he is. That's unrecoverable. Can't do it. I can jam on turbo the whole time, but I'm already going 200 miles an hour. You know what turbo does? Put you at 200 miles an hour. That's it. Just like that. All it takes is one mistimed ghost car, and that's it. That's the end of the race. So we'll give this one more shot, so as to not go too wildly overestimated. I can't do anything with that. And we're only a handful of seconds behind. Get knocked off at the wrong time. That's pretty much it. What is, I'll say LJ. What is all that business? Okay. Whatever. So we can warp right that. Well, more or less. Oh wait. Not buy more turbo though. Just jam me up. Just jam me up. Send me right into the mud. That's how this race goes. That's why this is a frustrating run. Why I don't actually have a run that's completed that is faster than 1 hour and 6 minutes. At least not on video. Skip. What would be nice, instead of having to manually skip the races, is if we just didn't have them anymore. Although I guess you would maybe want to have the option to earn that money if you wanted to buy stuff. Playing this casually, we get to go through this real long cutscene again. This is a good use of turbo, by the way. Yeah, they all are. Get a delicious drink of water. Yes, but that gives you $300 when you lose. Every time you lose, which is not really enough money to do anything with. It's not like you can like scam that and have any great success in the game. But there are times. I mean, like at least you can refill your turbo with that. That's there it is. That's it. That's already it, almost. Well, I don't know. We have a lot of race left. That's probably it, though. Because that's just such an advantage that he has already. They knock you off, and then, like, sit there, basically. So you can't get back on the track straight away. So I was wrong. His top speed is 189. So we're on lap 3 now, I think. Oh, look at that! Look at that wall of cars. So we might have enough time to jump back into this, but I'm not feeling super optimistic. It's plausible. I just think it's real low percentage. Oh, get out of here! Why would you hit me to the outside when I hit you on the inside? Get out. That's some junk. Well, we were making some headway. What do we have for this? 115? Oh, excuse me, pardon. You didn't hear that. That was some static. Nah, there's too much distance for this last lap. Try them like he would need to go into the dirt and for a fair bit of time. And his recovery is super quick. Alright, so we have time for one more attempt. Final lap 10. That's why we show off the congratulations screen at the start of the run. Just in case. You can use those coupons. Yeah, I know. Alright. I don't want to race. Warp flag. Alright, last try. Wish me luck, everyone. Whatever that prayer hands thing is now. I don't remember what it used to be called. Bless RNG? That's what it was. Yeah, whatever the equivalent is of that here in 2021. Throw that in the chat. I can use all the help I can get. Alright. Every once in a while you get real lucky and he'll go into the dirt. And even then, you're not guaranteed to win at all. How is he going 200? He has no turbo. His top speed without turbo is 189. What's going on? Alright, now if you imagine that was the first try, then this run was amazing. Alright. You deserve the world championship. Oh god, I was shaking. That was the hottest race ever. You're the ultimate pro. It's me, Rick. You did the thing. You're the champ. I can't believe you did it. Remember Nancy's? I'm so glad, even though I lost. It was my best race. Oh, my date's here. See you later. Oh, your practice paid off, RGL, eh? Because he's Canadian. Actually, I think he is from... No, he's from Plago. I don't know. Proud to race against you. I'm sorry I lost, but I'm happy for you. I knew you would. I'm so happy. Son, you worked so hard. I'm proud of you. Son. Which is a pretty good game for the PC Engine, by the way. You're a true champ. Dad! Oh, my son. And RGL became the world champ driver. Screen that you saw at the beginning of the run. Alright, let's move on. That's final lap to win, everybody. Ay. I hope you guys enjoyed that.